All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bear Sheath Farm with your host, Levi Kahn. Let me get things ready. We are going through the readings here, getting everything set up. Oops, something happened here. What happened? Got that taken care of. Oh, need that on. Okay, done, I think. All right. I've been giving out information. I did a specific video yesterday, the best that I could, considering that a computer glitch screwed up a lot of it. For those of you who watched it, I hope you got something out of it. For those of you who haven't, please watch it. Feel free to comment underneath with it, and constructive criticism. I'm good with that. Just don't troll me. But that being said, folks, I think we need to continue the readings. I think, according to my wife, we're on day 22 for the readings, and I want to keep this going. I will be doing a separate video on my Jewish counterparts, this time specifically on the ultra-Orthodox. They're really something. But I think Elohim's Debar, as in God's, word. Hey, welcome and shalom to Carolyn Gannon. I really think that's vital. It's imperative, really. Human beings should be reading it. Not that I will turn down AI. I won't. But if we have a choice, that's why you can get together sometimes on private Zoom and read the word with people. We take turns and stuff. Real human voices in that. Because a lot of us are in different parts of the nation and, frankly, around the world. I mean, I know people in England and Scotland and Australia, etc., and that. So, that being said, folks, and on YouTube we can do this, at least for now. So rather than Babylon, let's start with Leviticus, Vayikra, chapter 19. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, Ye shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. Now, before I continue on to verse 3, they were obviously able to do this. Yeshua, yes, he was involved, but he was not the Mashiach in the sense. I mean, he was the Messiah, no doubt, but not in the sense that you and I, that it applies to back at that time. So you can do these things, folks. It is possible. We can be kadosh. Anyway, verse 3, Ye shall fear every man his mother and his father, and keep my Sabbaths. I am the Lord your God. Turn ye not unto idols, nor make to yourselves molten gods. I am the Lord your God. And if ye offer a sacrifice of peace offerings unto the Lord, ye shall offer it at your own will. It shall be eaten the same day ye offer it, and on the morrow, and if aught remain until the third day, it shall be burnt in the fire. And if it be eaten at all on the third day, it is abominable. It shall not be accepted. See, again, we serve a very precise, detailed God. Before I go on to verse 8, welcome and shalom to Wilfred Witzke. All right, verse 8, Therefore everyone that eateth it shall bear his iniquity, because he hath profaned the hallowed thing of the Lord, and that soul shall be cut off from among his people. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not wholly reap the corners of thy field, neither shalt thou gather the gleanings of thy harvest. And thou shalt not glean the vineyard, thou shalt not glean thy vineyard, neither shalt thou gather every grape of thy vineyard. Thou shalt leave them for the poor and the stranger. I am the Lord your God. See, poor people have always been with us. And Elohim made allowances for that, so they wouldn't starve. Verse 11, you shall not steal. Keep in mind, though, when they come and get that stuff, you're supposed to let them. They're not stealing in that case. All right, verse 11. Ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another. And ye shall not swear by my name falsely, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord. Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of sin that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning. Thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shalt fear thy God. I am the Lord. Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty, but in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. In other words, don't have sympathy in the sense of giving too much slack to somebody who's poor if he or she did wrong. And just because somebody's rich, powerful, whatever, they can't just be getting off the hook either. They need to pay for what they did. What is that? Hold on. Okay, I don't know what's going on with that. All right. Verse 17, thou shalt not hate thy neighbor in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. You do that out of love, folks, and I don't see a lot of that going on. All right. Like some of you know who, when I was caught up in things years ago on YouTube, there's very little love and caring in that. People were just having their fun getting clicks in that, being spiteful, vindictive, being angry. And I was guilty of it too. So anyway, verse 18, thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. Now this verse 18, that is quoted many times later in the New Testament, isn't it? Let's continue. Verse 19, you shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with a diverse kind. Thou shalt not sow thy field with mingled seed. Neither shall a garment mingled of linen and woolen come upon thee. And whosoever lieth carnally with a woman that is a bondmaid, betrothed to an husband, and not at all redeemed, nor freedom given her, she shall be scourged. They shall not be put to death, because she was not free. Now there are different statuses, different positions. Okay, just keep that in mind. There's a difference between that and having a respecter of persons. Anyway, verse 21, and he shall bring his trespass offering unto the Lord, unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, even a ram for a trespass offering. And the priest shall make an atonement for him with the ram of the trespass offering before the Lord for a sin which he hath done, and the sin which he hath done shall be forgiven him. And when ye shall come into the land, and shall have planted all manners of trees for food, then ye shall count the fruit thereof as uncircumcised. 3 years shall it be as uncircumcised unto you. It shall not be eaten of. But in the 4th year, all the fruit thereof shall be holy to praise the Lord withal. What's that? That's doing. That's a scientific thing too. When you give the land some time to purify itself, to clean itself out. I'm saying it in a very amateurish way, but this actually makes sense. Okay. Verse 25, and in the 5th year shall ye eat the fruit thereof, that it may yield unto you the increase thereof. I am the Lord your God. Ye shall not eat anything with the blood, neither shall ye use enchantment, nor observe times. Ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard. Okay, I guess I'm guilty. I'm totally shaven. I hate growing a beard. It's very easy for me to do. I don't know if I should be holding to that or not, but tell me what you think. Again, constructive. Don't troll me. I mean, just tell me your opinion. If it differs with mine, I'm okay with that. Verse 28. You shall not make any cuttings in the flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord. Okay, before we go on to verse 29, I shouldn't have even done this, okay? I shouldn't have had this done. I'm not a tattoo artist. Now, that being said, it's really not even talking about that. Surrounding nations, when they lost a loved one, a family member or whatever, and it's fine to wail for them, cry for them, miss them, but they would literally make permanent marks in their bodies, pull their hairs out of their head, and so on. It really got extreme, and that's damage to your body. And since they're supposed to be a set apart, holy people, because the Lord is holy, don't do that. All right. Now, do I think this is simple? Of course I do. I thought about it too, getting it lasered off. Well, for one thing, it's expensive. Secondly, it'll have a permanent mark anyway. So the Lord has forgiven me. I'm not worried about it. It can just stay there until my body is changed in an inkling. Anyway, verse 29, do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom and the land become full of wickedness. You shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. I am the Lord. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. In other words, don't copy after them. Don't practice this with them. Don't participate. Verse 32, thou shalt rise up before the hoary head and honor the face of the old man and fear thy God. I am the Lord. And if a stranger sojourn with thee in your land, ye shall not vex him. But the stranger that dwelleth with you shall be unto you as one born among you, and thou shalt love him as thyself. You were strangers in the land of Egypt. For ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. You shall do no unrighteousness in judgment, in meat yard, in weight, or in measure. Just balances, just weights, a just ephah, and a just hin shall ye have. I am the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe all my statutes and all my judgments, and do them. I am the Lord. And that's all 37 verses of Leviticus chapter 19. All right, chapter 20. Let's keep this moving. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, again, thou shalt say to the children of Israel, whosoever he be of the children of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn in Israel, that giveth any of his seed unto Molech, he shall surely be put to death. The people of the land shall stone him with stones. And I will set my face against that man, and will cut him off from among his people, because he hath given of his seed unto Molech, to defile my sanctuary, and to profane my holy name. And if the people of the land do any ways hide their eyes from the man which he giveth of his seed unto Molech, and kill him not, then I will set my face against that man and against his family, and will cut him off, and all that go whoring after him, to commit whoredom with Molech from among their people. And the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits, and after wizards, to go a whoring after them, I will even set my face against that soul, and will cut him off from among his people. Sanctify yourselves, therefore, and be ye holy, for I am the Lord your God. Okay, before going to verse 8, I'm going to grab a dry rag cloth, because I'm just pouring sweat, folks. All right. Verse 8, and ye shall keep my statutes and do them. I am the Lord which sanctify you. For everyone that curseth his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. He hath cursed his father or his mother, his blood shall be upon him. Okay, welcome and shalom to the Cozy Study Cafe. I am on Leviticus chapter 20, and I'm going to start in verse 10 right now. I just got done reading verses 1 through 9 here. I actually started in Leviticus chapter 19, but just get to chapter 20, verse 10 of Leviticus. Okay, let's continue. And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. And the man that lieth with his father's wife hath uncovered his father's nakedness. Both of them shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. And if a man lie with his daughter-in-law, both of them shall surely be put to death. They have wrought confusion. Their blood shall be upon them. If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. And if a man take a wife and her mother, it is wickedness. They shall be burnt with fire, both he and they, that there be no wickedness among you. And if a man lie with a beast, he shall surely be put to death, and ye shall slay the beast. All right. And if a woman approach unto any beast and lie down thereto, thou shalt kill the woman and the beast. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. Where's my coffee? Okay. Well, good to meet you. I guess they're Charmy. Is that? Oh, you the one with that other account name? Is that what I'm thinking of? Okay, I don't know, because it did look new to me, the Cozy Study Cafe. Anyway, verse 17. Thanks for coming. All right, and if a man shall take his sister, his father's daughter, or his mother's daughter, and see her nakedness, and she see his nakedness, it is a wicked thing, and they shall be cut off in the sight of the people. He hath uncovered his sister's nakedness, he shall bear his iniquity. And if a man shall die with a woman having her sickness, and shall uncover her nakedness, he hath discovered her fountain, and she hath uncovered the fountain of her blood, and both of them shall be cut off from among their people. And thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, nor of thy father's sister, for he uncovereth his near kin. They shall bear their iniquity. And if a man shall lie with his uncle's wife, he hath uncovered his uncle's nakedness. They shall bear their skin. They shall die childless. And if a man shall take his brother's wife, it is an unclean thing. He hath uncovered his brother's nakedness. They shall be childless. Ye shall therefore keep all my statutes and all my judgments, and do them, that the land whither I bring you to dwell therein, and spew you not out. And ye shall not walk in the manners of the nation which I cast out before you, for they committed all these things, and therefore I abhorred them. Yes, I have said unto you, ye shall inherit their land, and I will give it unto you to possess it, a land that floweth with milk and honey. Just to let the new person know. My tongue goes awry sometimes because I lack teeth. So, anyway, I am the Lord your God, which has separated you from other people. You shall therefore put difference between clean beasts and unclean, and between unclean fowls and clean. And ye shall not make your souls abominable by beast or by fowl, or by any manner of living thing that creepeth on the ground, which I have separated from you as unclean. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I the Lord am holy, and have severed you from other people, that ye should be mine. A man also or woman that hath a familiar spirit, or that is a wizard, shall surely be put to death. They shall stone them with stones. Their blood shall be upon them. That's all 27 verses of Leviticus chapter 20. Let me get the washing machine going again. We're putting that thing through 2 cycles, folks. Be right back. All right. As soon as I get done with the 6 chapters that I'm reading for tonight, we have 4 more to go. I'll give some brief explanations to the new person. Hopefully, Charmy is still around for that. I can tell him or her. I'm not sure, but all right, let's go to Leviticus chapter 21. And the Lord said unto Moses, speak unto the priests, the sons of Aaron, and say unto them, there shall none be defiled for the dead among his people, but for his kin that is near unto him, that is for his mother, and for his father, and for his son, and for his daughter, and for his brother, and for his sister, a virgin that is nigh unto him, which hath had no husband, for her may he be defiled. But he shall not defile himself, being a chief man among his people, to profane himself. They shall not make baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard, nor make any cuttings in their flesh. They shall be holy unto their God, and not profane the name of their God. For the offerings of the Lord made by fire are the bread of their God, they do offer, therefore they shall be holy. They shall not take a wife that is a whore or profane, neither shall they take a woman put away from her husband, for he is holy unto his God. Thou shalt sanctify him therefore, for he offereth the bread of thy God. He shall be holy unto thee, for I, the Lord, which sanctify you, am holy. And the daughter of any priest, if she profane herself by playing the whore, she profaneth her father, she shall be burnt with fire. And he that is the high priest among his brethren, upon whose head the anointing oil is poured, and that is consecrated to put on the garments, shall not uncover his head, nor rend his clothes. Neither shall he go in to any dead body, nor defile himself for his father or for his mother. Neither shall he go out of the sanctuary, nor profane the sanctuary of his God. For the crown of the anointing oil of his God is upon him. I am the Lord. And he shall take a wife in her virginity, a widow or a divorced woman, or profane, or an harlot. These shall he not take, but he shall take a virgin of his own people to wife. Neither shall he profane his seed among his people, for I, the Lord, do sanctify him. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron, saying, Whosoever he be of thy seed in their generations that hath any blemish, let him not approach to offer the bread of his God. For whatsoever man he be that hath a blemish, he shall not approach a blind man, or a lame, or he that hath a flat nose, or anything, nor anything superfluous, or a man that is broken-footed, or broken-handed, or a crook-backed, or a dwarf, or that hath a blemish in his eye, or be scurvy, or scabbed, or hath his stones broken. No man that hath a blemish of the seed of Aaron, the priest shall come nigh to offer the offerings of the Lord made by fire. He hath a blemish, he shall not come nigh to offer the bread of his God. He shall eat the bread of his God, both of the most holy and of the holy. Only he shall not go in unto the veil, nor come nigh unto the altar, because he hath a blemish, that he profane not my sanctuaries, for I, the Lord, do sanctify them. And Moses told it unto Aaron, and to his sons, and unto all the children of Israel. All right. Well, I appreciate you subscribing there, Charmy. All right, let's continue on to chapter 22, shall we? And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and to his sons, that they separate themselves from the holy things of the children of Israel, and that they profane not my holy name in those things, which they hallow unto me. I am the Lord. Say unto them, whosoever he be of all your seed among your generations that goeth unto the holy things which the children of Israel hallow unto the Lord, having his uncleanness upon him, that soul shall be cut off from my presence. I am the Lord. That man soever of the seed of Aaron is a leper, or hath a running issue, he shall not eat of the holy things until he be clean. And whoso toucheth anything that is unclean by the dead, or a man whose seed goeth from him, or whosoever toucheth any creeping thing whereby he may be made unclean, or a man of whom he may take uncleanness, whatsoever uncleanness he hath, the soul which hath touched any such thing be unclean until even, and not eat of the holy things unless he wash his flesh with water. And when the sun is down, he shall be clean, and shall afterward eat of the holy things, because it is his food. That which dieth of itself, or is torn with beasts, he shall not eat to defile himself therewith. I am the Lord. They shall therefore keep mine ordinance, lest they bear sin for it, and die therefore, if they profane it. I, the Lord, do sanctify them. There shall no stranger eat of the holy thing, a sojourner of the priest, or an hired servant shall not eat of the holy thing, but if the priest buy any soul with his money, he shall eat of it, and he that is born in his house, they shall eat of his meat. If the priest's daughter also be married unto a stranger, she may not eat of an offering of the holy things, but the priest's daughter be a widow or divorced, and have no child, and is returned unto her father's house as in her youth, she shall not eat of her father's meat, but there shall no stranger eat thereof. And if a man eat of the holy thing unwittingly, then he shall put the fifth part thereof unto it, and shall give it unto the priest with the holy thing. And they shall not profane the holy things of the children of Israel, which they offer unto the Lord, or suffer them to bear the iniquity of trespass, when they eat their holy things, for I, the Lord, do sanctify them. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and to his sons and unto all the children of Israel, and say unto them, whatsoever he be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers in Israel, that will offer his oblation for all his vows, and for all his free will offerings, which they will offer unto the Lord for a burnt offering, ye shall offer at your own will a male without blemish, of the beeves, of the sheep, or of the goats. But whatsoever hath a blemish, that shall ye not offer, for it shall not be acceptable for you. Give me a second. I'm really sweating, folks. Not to mention I had a long day on the homestead. Okay. I got to get this ready to chat. Okay. Okay, verse 21. And whosoever offereth a sacrifice of peace offerings unto the Lord to accomplish his vow, or a free will offering in beeves or sheep, it shall be perfect to be accepted. There shall be no blemish therein. Okay, before we go on to verse 22, and we read this off and on. A very precise, detailed Elohim, God, and he wants the best from us. And we need to give him our all, because after all, he gave us a gift at a price. We were bought at a price that we can't earn. So the least we could do is show some gratitude on a practical level here. Sorry about that, folks. Let's go on to verse 22, I believe it is. Blind or broken, or maimed, or having a wen, or scurvy or scab, ye shall not offer these unto the Lord, nor make an offering by fire of them upon the altar unto the Lord, either a bullock or a lamb that hath anything superfluous or lacking in his parts, that mayest thou offer for a freewill offering, but for a vow it shall not be accepted. Ye shall not offer unto the Lord that which is bruised, or crushed, or broken, or cut, neither shall you make any offering thereof in your land. Neither from a stranger's hand shall ye offer the bread of your God of any of these, because their corruption is in them, and blemishes be in them, they shall not be accepted for you. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, when a bullock or a sheep or a goat is brought forth, then it shall be 7 days under the dam, and from the 8th day, we got the 8th day again, folks, the 8th day, and thenceforth it shall be accepted for an offering made by fire unto the Lord. And whether it be cow or ewe, you shall not kill it and her both in 1 day. And when you will offer a sacrifice of thanksgiving unto the Lord, offer it at your own will. On the same day it shall be eaten up. You shall leave none of it until the morrow. I am the Lord. Therefore shall you keep my commandments and do them. I am the Lord. Neither shall you profane my holy name, but I will be hallowed among the children of Israel. I am the Lord which hallow you, that brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord. And that's all 33 verses of Leviticus chapter 22. I really thought that maybe I would do chapter 23 separately or something. We're going to continue on. The thing is, though, if you people don't mind, I'm going to open up my Messianic Bible to read Leviticus chapter 23. It's a lot easier to understand. I know what it says, or what it reads, So, and I think a lot of you do too, but some may not. So I have the 2009 ISRs and the revised 2009 Institute for Scripture Research Bible, because it goes over the main, the feasts and that. I don't put the blame by any stretch on the authorized version scholars. I think they did an excellent job. But that being said, it's a little easier to understand for all of us. All right. It's 44 verses. Okay. This is 14 font size, so I should be able to handle it with my cataracts. All right. And here we are in the ISR, the 2009 Vayikra, or Vayikra. I'm not going to get into that argument. It's in Leviticus chapter 23. And yet Vav spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and say to them, The appointed times of Yud Vav, which you are to proclaim as set-apart gatherings, my appointed times are these. 6 days work is done, but the seventh day is a Sabbath of rest, a set-apart gathering. You do no work. It is a Sabbath to Yud Vav in all your dwellings. These are the appointed times of Yud Vav, set-apart gatherings, which you are to proclaim at their appointed times. In the first new moon, on the 14th day of the new moon, between the evenings, is the Pesach, as in Passover, to Yud Vav. And on the 15th day of this new moon is the festival of Matzot, or you can just say Matzah. To Yud Vav, 7 days you eat unleavened bread. On the first day you have a set-apart gathering. You do no servile work. And you shall bring an offering made by fire to Yud Vav for 7 days. On the seventh day is a set-apart gathering. You do no servile work. And Yud Vav spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and you shall say to them, When you come into the land which I give you, and shall reap its harvest, then you shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest to the priest, and you shall wave the sheaf before Yud Vav for your acceptance on the morrow after the Sabbath. The priest waves it, and on that day when you wave the sheaf, you shall prepare a male lamb, a year old, a perfect one, as an ascending offering to Yud Vav, and its grain offering, 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil, an offering made by fire to Yud Vav, a sweet fragrance, and its drink offering, 1/4 of a hin of wine. And you do not eat bread or roasted grain or fresh grain until the same day that you have brought an offering to your Elohim, a law forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. And from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that you brought the sheaf of the wave offering, you shall count for yourselves 7 completed Sabbaths. Until the morrow after the 7th Sabbath, you count 50 days, then you shall bring a new grain offering to Yud Vav. Bring from your dwellings for a wave offering 2 loaves of bread, of 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour they are, baked with leaven, first fruits to Yud Vav. And besides the bread, you shall bring 7 lambs, a year old, perfect ones, and 1 young bull and 2 rams. They are an ascending offering to Yud Vav, with their grain offering and their drink offerings, an offering made by fire for a sweet fragrance to Yud Vav. And you shall offer 1 male goat as a sin offering, and 2 male lambs a year old as a slaughter of peace offerings. And the priest shall wave them besides the bread of the first fruits as a wave offering before Yud Vav. Besides the 2 lambs, they are set apart to Yud Vav for the priest. And on this same day you shall proclaim a set-apart gathering for yourselves. You do no servile work on it. A law forever in all your dwellings throughout your generations. And when you reap the harvest of your land, do not completely reap the corners of your field when you reap, and do not gather any gleaning from your harvest. Leave them for the poor and for the stranger. I am Yud Vav, your Elohim. In the King James, it would read, I am the Lord your God. Before I go on to verse 22, and they're going over that again for the poor people. They're not stealing then. You're supposed to leave it for them. Okay, that's part of the heart work too. Works, that, be circumcised in your heart. Okay, you're supposed to have some compassion for your fellow man. Okay, let's go to verse 23. And Yud Vav spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th new moon, on the first day of the new moon, you have a rest in remembrance of Teruah, a set-apart gathering. You do no servile work, and you shall bring an offering made by fire to Yud Vav. And Yud Vav spoke to Moshe, saying, On the 10th day of the 7th new moon is Yom HaKippurim. It shall be a set-apart gathering for you, and you shall afflict your beings and shall bring an offering made by fire to Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh. And you do no work on that same day, for it is Yom Kippurim, to make atonement for you before Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh, your Elohim. For any being who is not afflicted on that same day, he shall be cut off from his people. And any being who does any work on that same day, that being I shall destroy from the midst of the people. You do no work, a law forever throughout your generations and all your dwellings. It is a Sabbath of rest to you, and you shall afflict your beings. On the 9th day of the new moon at evening, from evening to evening, you observe your Sabbath. And Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, On the 15th day of the 7th new moon is the festival of Sukkot for 7 days to Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh. On the first day is a set-apart gathering. You do no servile work. For 7 days you bring an offering made by fire to Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh. On the 8th day there shall be a set-apart gathering for you, and there you shall bring an offering made by fire to Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh. It is a closing festival. You do no servile work. These are the appointed times of Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh, which you proclaim as set-apart gatherings to bring an offering made by fire to Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh, an ascending offering and a grain offering and a slaughtering and drink offerings as commanded for every day. Besides the Sabbaths of Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh, and besides your gifts, and besides all your vows, and besides all your voluntary offerings which you gave to Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh, on the 15th day of the 7th new moon, when you gather in the fruit of the land, celebrate the festival of Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh for 7 days. On the first day is a rest, and on the 8th day, a rest. See, we're getting into the 8th day again, folks, the new beginning, new Genesis, the new Bereshith. And that's for those of us who endure. All right, verse 40. And you shall take for yourselves on the first day the fruit of good trees, branches of palm trees, twigs of leafy trees, and willows of the stream, and shall rejoice before Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh, your Elohim, for 7 days. And you shall celebrate it as a festival to Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh for 7 days in the year, a law forever in your generations. Celebrate it in the 7th new moon. Dwell in booths for 7 days. All who are native born in Israel dwell in booths, so that your generations know that I made the children of Israel dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Mitzrayim, that's Egypt. I am Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh, your Elohim. Thus did Moshe speak of the appointed times of Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh to the children of Israel. And that's all 44 verses of chapter 24 Leviticus and the 2009 ISR. And I got to itch myself. I'll be right back. Oh, man. Oh. It's humid in here. I'm sweating big time. Sorry about that. So chapter 24 is quite a bit shorter. We'll go back to the King James. Just so people know, I mean, I have a lot of respect and I really revere the King James, the authorized version. So nobody gets any notions of me, not liking it. It's just that I'm not an onlyist. I never have been. So all we have is 23 verses coming up, and then I can kind of update you on some things and talk and take it from there. All right. Leviticus chapter 24. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel that they bring unto thee pure oil olive beaten for the light, to cause the lamps to burn continually. Without the veil of the testimony in the tabernacle of the congregation shall Aaron order it from the evening unto the morning before the Lord continually. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. Oh. He shall order the lamps upon the pure candlestick before the Lord continually. And thou shalt take fine flour and bake 12 cakes thereof. 2/10 deals shall be in one cake. And thou shalt set them in 2 rows, 6 on a row, upon the pure table before the Lord. And thou shalt put pure frankincense upon each row, that it may be on the bread, for a memorial, even an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Every Sabbath he shall set it in order before the Lord, continually being taken from the children of Israel by an everlasting covenant. Oh. And it shall be Aaron's and his sons, and they shall eat it in the holy place, for it is most holy unto him of the offerings of the Lord made by fire, by perpetual statute. And the son of Israel, and the son of an Israelitish woman, whose father was an Egyptian, went out among the children of Israel, and this son of the Israelitish woman and a man of Israel strove together in the camp. And the Israelitish woman's son blasphemed the name of the Lord and cursed. And they brought him unto Moses, and his mother's name was Shilomith, the daughter of Debri of the tribe of Dan. And they put him in word, that the mind of the Lord might be showed them. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Bring forth him that hath cursed without the camp, and let all that heard him lay their hands upon his head, and let all the congregation stone him. And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, saying, Whosoever curseth his God shall bear his sin. And he that blasphemeth the name of the Lord, he shall surely be put to death, and all the congregation shall certainly stone him, as well as the stranger. And he that is born in the land, when he blasphemeth the name of the Lord, shall be put to death. And he that killeth any man shall surely be put to death. And he that killeth a beast shall make it good, beast for beast. And if a man cause a blemish in his neighbor, as he hath done, so shall it be done to him. Breach for breach, eye for eye, tooth for tooth. As he hath caused a blemish in a man, so shall it be done to him again. And he that killeth a beast, he shall restore it. And he that killeth a man, he shall be put to death. You shall have one manner of law. Here we go again. The people that were adopted in had the same standards, folks. This goes against the Noahide laws, doesn't it? You shall have one manner of law, as well for the stranger as for one of your own country, for I am the Lord your God. And Moses spake to the children of Israel, that they should bring forth him that had cursed out of the camp, and stone him with stones. And the children of Israel did as the Lord commanded Moses. All right, that's all 23 verses of Leviticus chapter 24. And all 6 chapters 19 through 24. I will check the chat. Okay, hi, Devin Levite. Nice to meet you. I ain't an onlys, but I love the king. Yeah, okay, it sounds like we're on the same wavelength there. By your picture here a little bit, it looks like you're a woman, I'm guessing. If I'm wrong, definitely let me know. The KJV, I prefer all the words of scripture. Good. Anyway, I'm glad you're all here to listen to this. I hope Tex Haas is feeling better. He didn't type in last night with my live stream, and I heard he's having some real pain. Okay, cool. Good to meet you. If you have any videos, let me know. The Cozy Study Cafe. Is that anything I can look up? Maybe just let me know, and I'll do it right here. But hopefully Tex Haas is, coming around. I don't know. Just to let Cozy know a little bit. I am a Jewish believer in the Mashiach Yeshua. I'm not a sacred, much less a stickler namer. Jesus is fine. It's a powerful name, good or bad. What I mean by bad is somebody who takes it in vain. It gets a lot of attention too. There's power to that name, and hopefully we're using it the right way. But I'm a Jewish believer. My background is, as far as chronologically anyway, is Levitical, just so people know, so she knows. I didn't grow up that way. I was adopted legally, and I was raised as a Norwegian Lutheran, which is a good thing, I think. I might end up being one of those Jews you can't get through to that have deaf ears, that I've been blinded. I don't know, but That being said, I'm reading anywhere from 5 to 6 chapters a day. I think it's good to have a human being read it, to have interaction. Don't get me wrong. We know if somebody's playing the a computer version, like Max Lean or the dramatized version, I'm cool with that. You can, and people are going back and forth. And for that matter, I suppose AI, even though I despise it, can be used in a good way for scriptures. But I just think it's good if we do this in the sense of somebody actually reading it to live, and it's for my benefit as well as anyone else. Sandra Carter? Okay. Well, probably tired, huh? Okay. Who is Sandra Carter? Deb, do I know her? I'm looking. I don't. We have Carolyn Gannon. We have Cozy. We have. They're the only two that have really typed in tonight. Well, what's his name? Wilfred Witzke has two. He's another regular. Oh, okay. My wife. Yeah, she's not feeling good either. She says, pray for Sandra Carter. Gotcha. My wife is in a lot of pain these days. We're homesteaders here. We're preppers to an extent that we can, which is pretty difficult these days. Also, too, I do a lot of research and try to get the true word out of Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach. So that being said, I'll look you up then. That being said, I think I've heard of that. I wonder if I've ever been. But well, she's on Facebook. Oh, not YouTube. Okay, because I'm not finding her here. Facebook. Okay, cool. Maybe I'm just thinking of something that was similar. I don't know. But I also am trying to expose what's going on with my Jewish counterparts. I don't know how to put it very nicely, I guess. I just, we're the ones given the oracles. That's all over Old and New Testaments, what we call Tanakh, and Brit Hadashah. So, that being said, I'm going over a number of things now, and hopefully, I won't get my channel shut down. If it's God's will, then for me to be done with it, so be it. Because I've already put some fairly sensitive information. All you have to do is look in the videos, look on live stream. I used to do a lot of uploaded videos. I've probably done over 3,000 on 3 channels, but I took a few years off of YouTube. So that being said, Cozy, and we deleted all of those. We got hijacked in another state, and it was a lot of pain and anguish, frankly. But I mean, I've come back to YouTube now, and as well as God's word, Elohim's Debar, as we say in Hebrew. I'm exposing. Well, I have no problem exposing, other false religions, doctrines, whatever. But I'm mainly focusing on my Jewish counterparts. The reason is because, 3 reasons. I think God has willed me to do it. And if he doesn't, he'll take me off YouTube. And if he wants me to keep doing it, he'll somehow get me to get on Rumble or something. But anyway, for now, I'm doing that on YouTube. And for another reason, practically, on a practical level, I understand my Jewish counterparts better than a lot of Christians who think they do. And I know that may sound arrogant, but trust me, it's not. It's not. Not saying that no other Christians, religions or whatever don't understand. I'm sure there are other people that get it, but anyway, I've had to really deal with this. A third reason, I have a right, I think morally, how do I say this? I have a right to put them out there. I'm a Jew. If they don't like me as a K, it's kind of like a black guy calling another brother an N, the N word. Look, if they don't like it, they can go blow. It makes more sense for me to be doing it. Now I'm doing some research and following up on the ultra orthodox, who are very strict. In some ways, that can be good. There are Christians, and then there are Christians I understand. Okay, cool. How do I say this? Ultra Orthodox people think, like in my home state, and that's not where I live now, but in my home state, Minnesota, where Tampon Timmy and them are, and Ilhan Omar, the pedo worshiper, you think the Somalian Muslims are tight knit and close together? They are, but they're nothing. They're amateurs. They're amateurs compared to the ultra Orthodox. They are very tight knit. They are very closed. They probably want to blow me up. Because I've even had offers, in years past to join the Orthodox, and I just, they gave up. But and they really hate me for it more than say they would you. If you've never been in that. But there's some really sick, morbid stuff going on. It's demonically driven. And despite what my Orthodox Jewish counterparts may say, Hasatan, Satan is not God's friend, whom God is sending out just to test us to see how loyal we are. The God of this world, 2 Corinthians 4:4, off the top of my head. Yeah, God gives him permission to do, but it's getting pretty wild now. I think you probably know what's going on around here, around the world, and that. So, that being said, yes, pray for Sandra Carter. I'll be putting out a video on some of the torture of children and SA. We'll just leave it at SA for now. I'll be doing a few clips. I have the article ready. I will quick show you a piece of it, but I'm not going to get it. This needs to be a separate video like I did last night, live stream. Whatever. Okay. Ritual child abuse and rape is a societal norm in Israel, according to the latest investigation by Zionist media outlet. We'll just leave it at that. And I'll be reading. We'll see how much trouble I get in from YouTube or not. This guy sometimes what I do too, when I'm watching videos, I look up the articles they're giving out, that they claim they go to. And I've been, most of them I can read without having to pay any money, but until I find articles on my own. So that's kind of what this channel is about, because I want people to get the real truth and understand what's going on with the 7 Noahide laws and how my Jewish counterparts are actually egging on and encouraging the hardcore Muslims, and they're even too stupid to see it. So that being said, that's kind of in a nutshell. I'm hoping, I don't promise, but I'm hoping by tomorrow I can have this put together. Let's say it. But let's have some fun. I like to do this. You people know this. Let's have some humor here. Hold on. Oops. Because I'm sub to a number of channels myself, and all the buffoons. And it is funny, but it's also a very serious thing. I'll go ahead and cover my camera. But what can you do but laugh at this silly nonsense? Let's start with this video. It's on Mr. Burgundy. And these are like to show the woke libtard idiots, to show how ridiculous they really sound. And they're short videos anyway. But it's also a serious deal, and I say that in all sincerity because these are the people, at least under the real elites, that are doing this. And that affects you and I. Let's have some fun. What happened? Oh, here. Oh, I got to get through the commercials here. If I can click out of this one, that'll help. Okay. Here we are. Knock yourselves out, folks.
We cannot afford to leave Tennessee behind. We cannot afford to leave Kentucky behind, Alabama behind, Mississippi behind, Georgia behind, South Carolina behind.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
A revival of the American dream. An American revival. And I'm talking about good old home revival. Like if any of you have been at a church revival, there's some shouting and some singing and some dancing and some it can be good.
You mad over it. You're gone.
Everywhere I go, I tell people, look, you may not be a union member. You better thank a union member for the 5-day work week. You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time.
Excellent pronunciation.
And then you over there, you get Asia. And we'll just divide it up. When we get this done together, my friend, I'm going to tell him what you said. Can we just give it up again for my husband? Hello to all my divine nine brothers and sisters. We know what we're talking about. I'm going to get mine also. Fake.
I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
Being a fake is what I do best.
Okay. Oops, hold on, folks. Hold on a minute. To thumb this up. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh dear. Let me refresh this dumb thing. Okay. Here we go. Good old Hakeem.
Instead of risking an expensive instead.
If your dog has these soft
Donald Trump promised America that he wasn't going to start endless wars, he was going to stop them. And then he turned around and, of course, has started this endless, reckless, costly war of choice in the Middle East, into this reckless and costly war of choice to end this reckless and costly war of choice. Failed and costly and reckless, endless war of choice.
Will you please change the record?
And of course, the economic well-being of the American people on behalf of the American people. And the American people now clearly rejecting it. It's the American people who should decide. And here's the problem for the American people. American people clearly do deserve better. Make life more affordable for the American people, win the hearts and minds of the American people, and we can produce a victory for the American people.
I'm repeating myself, aren't I?
You'd think so, but you'd be wrong.
It is hurting the very people that House Republicans currently represent. And the whole situation with Pete Hegseth, who, seems to specialize in bravado, but deliver nothing other than rhetoric, There's no reason for him to be around at this point in time.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way about you.
Oh man, imagine if he was to be our president. Oh boy. Oof. I hate to admit it though. I mean, there's one area that, Trump did say is the president to end all wars, and that's not quite going that way, but let's do one more fuddy-duddy here.
You pushed J.D. Vance on this. He did not.
No, that's what I love about those Republicans. The first thing I said to him was, it's so odd, isn't it, that I didn't vote for you.
Yeah.
And yet you guys come to the show and take your beating like a man.
Yeah.
The Democrats don't come. And yet they got my vote. It's just odd, isn't it?
Bunch of assholes.
Yeah, why is that? So what is that all about? I mean, you get some Democrats.
Democrats are cowardly.
Yeah.
They're cowardly. Their party is being taken over now. Every day I hear about a new, very radical.
The American flag is such a complicated symbol for most of us.
I wasn't going to go along with some of this crazy stuff on the left, too. I didn't change really on what I thought about the right, but I can't sit and just not notice stuff. But, there's some crazy stuff, when we're cheering for the Intifada. I gotta cut. I'm out.
You're nuts. You're all nuts.
You told J.D. Vance you're open. Your vote is up for grabs.
Yes, my vote is in play.
Yes, my vote is in play.
Uh-oh.
I'm not living in communist America. I mean, I know that the talking point is that, well, it's not communism, it's socialism. Okay, I've read the quotes from the DSA platform, from their own mouths. Don't tell me I'm not seeing what I am seeing.
One person's socialism is another person's neighborliness.
And DSA, again, they say things like, takeover of key industries, government. That's communism. That's communism.
I can't be any clearer about it than that.
Every day I read about a new person in some Colorado and Wisconsin, somebody who is saying some variation of not defund the police, abolish the police, no prisons, no police. Like, what world do they think we could possibly live in under these conditions?
Do we need as much of a police force?
It's just a level of nutty that I'm so glad that whenever it was, I was like, no, I'm not going along because this is where it ends.
Could you see yourself voting for J.D. Vance?
Yes. If this is the Democratic side, yes.
It's over. We are screwed.
Hi guys, I'm going to test new Zoom scope today.
All right. Wow. Yeah. What do you say? Anyway, just so people know, whether it's one or more new people in here, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm a theocratic monarchist, politically, spiritually, you name it. Let me get this up here. Anyway, I'm not a fan of John Trump, too. I just want to make that clear. And some of you, I'm preaching to the choir. Just bear with me. But I'm trying to picture it if Kamala, the Debbie wannabe, harass you, and Tampon Timmy would have won. And even then, under the Trump-Vance administration, it took back then, 22, 23-year-old kid, he's 24 now, kid named Nick Shirley, to bring to light what was going on in my home state with all the home health care fraud. So, oh, hey, Haas, welcome. Yeah, no, he did say that. I'm not for Trump, trust me. And I feel, kind of like, are we trapped? What do you really do? But then again, For starters, the exposure of those sins, those of all that theft of our tax money, and not just Minnesota. California has the largest economy in our nation, and it's not that the creepy boy gaseous Gavin Newsom is any worse than Tampon Timmy. He's not. They're pretty much the same. I'm guessing on the same level. The difference is Newsom has more to work with, and it irks me to no end that these people haven't been arrested. I don't think we'll see those arrests. Ilhan Omar of the 5th Congressional District of Minnesota, Penny Flanagan, the Lieutenant Governor, Keith Ellison, the Attorney General there, Tampon Timmy, Tim Walz, Kelly Morrison of the 3rd Congressional District of Minnesota, Mayor Jacob Fry, Minneapolis, etc. We can go on, and these people are jack weasels, and they're demonically driven. I mean, but Tim has important work, putting tampons in men's public restrooms and high schools, and what can you say? I mean, what is there to say? I feel it's like a vicarious thing for me, folks, because not only do I feel it that way, but that's the beautiful state I was born and raised in. As cold and brutal as it can get. I love that state. I have people that I love and care for there, and anyway. But we're not going to see those types of arrests. Now, at the same time, if Harris Walls were in, I think we have over 3 million illegals that have been detained. Some, I don't know how many, some have been deported. Some are still detained, at least behind bars. Those over 3 million would be out and about. And how many more millions would we have here? Coming, anywhere from on a slow day of 10,000 and some days during Biden-Harris of over 15,000, just waltzing right on through. And then you have to wonder what's going on with Border Patrol and FBI and DOJ, because nobody had the sack to go up against this treasonous regime. Maybe we're a large, complicated structure. So for me to want to compare it to a smaller country where that one president had to flee on his ferry boat, and the vice president took over. I guess maybe that's a little unfair on my part. Maybe I'm being a little too anal retentive, but I just, I'm the, I thought to myself too, what if they win the House, the so-called Democrats, those fraudulents win the House and the Senate? Well, the procedure would be, to impeach President Trump. Right after that, they'd go after sitting president, James David Vance, and then you'd have spineless Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, for a little bit, and then who'd get in there then? Because the minority leader would be then the majority leader, which would be Hakeem Jeffries. Oh boy. And he's not out in left field. I used to work in geriatrics. You all know that. And all of us would be, I don't know about all of us, but a good number of us would be hauled off into truckloads, I think, for one thing. Jeffries knows what he's doing. Now, as far as AOC, the pole dancer, as I call her, our good friend Nasty Jizz in her crotch of the 30th Congressional District of Texas. AOC's at the 14th Congressional District of New York. We'd be in serious trouble. Now, those two, and Zoran the moron Mondani, he's, put it this way, Jasmine Crockett, AOC, Alexandria, and Mondani and them, I'm not so sure they are that intelligent. I think they're very good, ridiculously stupid string puppets, but people like Hakeem Jeffries, Chuck Schumer, the former minority leader, even though he's still a powerful senator, because I used to be in politics on a lower level, and I know how these people think. I know what they think of the lower class, the cattle. We'd be in big trouble, folks. Oh yeah, I'm keeping track of that to an extent, Tex. And it's not good. I feel bad for those people, the true New Yorkers that are, you know, they were falling before that with Eric Adams, but he was, you know, it kept going, and now it's really on a spiral. You know, the snowball going downhill is just insane. But you know, some of these people are just that stupid. You know, and some are really know what they're doing. They think they're going to be included in their utopian new world or global order, and I know this, and I think they're going to be surprised. So I'm just trying to make people aware. I do point out I understand the politics better than most. I'm not trying to say I'm any more brilliant than anybody else. It's just that I've been in on a lower level, and I've helped manage campaigns. I've made house knock doors. I've made house calls, as in knocking on doors. I've talked to people. You know, I've been there and done it. I've met a few bigwigs, and I think I'm a good person to get this out. Too bad you know, I mean, I'd like my channel to get bigger, and I don't care about making any money on YouTube or not, because I don't. Just to get the word out. Yeah, but the problem is we're getting sucked into it too, Hoss. You know that. I mean, let's be honest. On a personal level, I don't care what happens to Mom Donnie, Hakeem Jeffries, Jacob Fry, the Minneapolis mayor. I mean, you know, if they get themselves in a bind, so what? I just don't want to be roped around with the lasso here and taken down with them. And we're all in this boat together, I guess, sink or swim, and it sucks. And I don't like it. And now back to my other thing that I do with the ultra-Orthodox Jews, you know, and some of the even other Orthodox, they're not quite as strict, you know, but yeah, you know, Sephardic, Hasidic, you know, and then of course Karaite Jews. I don't have a real problem with them. In fact, I'm good friends with a Jewish Karaite Hakim, but we have our disagreements and we respect each other for that. But these Zionists, I get baffled too by numbers. I'm a logical man, I think, in numbers. I mean, these people are so among the minority, but they carry so much power. And if we can get the knowledge out there and get people off their duffs, I got to be careful of what I say here. I don't want agents knocking and trying to bash my door down, but you know. That being said, you know, and then the other side, you know, the GOP, the grand old party, has no sack that I can see. I mean, the only one who has any guts at all might be people like Josh Hawley and John Kennedy, and then maybe kind of, you know. We lost a senator not too long ago, and his sister has taken over for the time being. And he was trash. I mean, he was pathetic. Sorry to talk about the dead that way. But I'm trying to get the word out, I guess. And I'm doing something on my ultra-Orthodox, adamant group of believers. Now, here's one thing that I do like that they do. They keep a close society. I'm all for that. They stick close together. I'm all for that. And they are having lots of children, in some ways just as much, probably, as the Muslims. Numbers make differences. Because these are passionate, zealous people, folks. They're demonically driven. They're reprobate. But you know what? They get results. They're getting them. It is what it is. So, but I just, you know, I have some stuff I'm working on, and I'm going to put it out here, and we'll see how it goes. So, and I do stop and read some of the chats. You know, just to give you a little tidbit of information, I think the Pharisees and Sadducees, I mean, you need to go way deeper, and not deeper. That's not the right way to say it. History outside of the Gospels. But even in the Gospels alone, you can see they knew on an intellectual level what they had done, because when the rock was removed, the soldiers didn't catch it. They were afraid, and for good reason. You got executed back then because they were there to guard that rock and make sure nobody moved it. And they fell asleep. They were put into a deep sleep, and the rock was moved, and Yeshua left. I mean, he rose from the dead, and the Father raised him according to Scripture, and they knew they could have real trouble. And what did the Jewish authorities do then? Here's some money. We'll keep you covered. They knew what they had done, but they were so hard-hearted that they couldn't help themselves in that. My Jewish counterparts, from what I can tell, a lot of them are blinded. Okay, I get that. But there are a lot of them, too, who I think on an intellectual level realize, and even a couple 100 years down the road after Yeshua had been executed, they knew they had murdered their own Messiah. And I don't know how much of this information I'll get out. I do, more than anything, want them to to accept Yeshua, and I want them to repent. I want them to get right. I have no desire for them to be in the eternal lake of fire, and then to be in hell, and then to the eternal lake of fire, the second death. I don't wish that on people. I mean, if that's where you go, so be it. That's not going to bother me any. But, because God is, for whatever reasons, if that's what Yeshua decides when you go meet him, I guess he has to have good, just, perfect reasoning for that. So, but I don't want that to happen. It's not a real desire. Okay, I think I've spoken enough for now. I showed you a clip there of an article that I read. I'll be going over it hopefully tomorrow. I don't promise that. I have some more research to do. What the heck is this? Oh, okay. But, I put a lot of time, effort, and energy into this. Some of the stuff like I said, I talk in code sometimes, or just plain not bring it up. I do get into BitChute and Rumble and that as well. And I read a lot of articles, and there's just some stuff I wonder. I remember back years ago when I used to get put in YouTube jail. The only difference was that I was so much bigger on the internet then, is because Deb had me on, I think, 28 to 30 links. Now we're pretty much only doing YouTube. I think in a little bit of, thanks to Deb, a little bit of Facebook. So go ahead, advertise this. Encourage them to subscribe and hit the notification bell and make it to the live streams. Anyway, folks, you stay safe out there. You keep your heads on your swivels. Pray, get on your knees, get prostrate. Ask Elohim what he wants you to do for him. Okay, what is his will for you as an individual, and how is that going to affect, and how the will be for everybody else around you that you are communicating with, all right? Peace. Shalom. The Levite man is out of here. Till the next time. Later.